There has been some talk about the president running for a third term in 2028. Does the Constitution really forbid a third term? We have some excerpts from the Constitution to look at in our video today, but if you want a full, complete copy of the Constitution, go to the Post tab up above, and there's a link there from which you can download a copy of the Constitution. In Article 2 of the Constitution, Clause 4, it gives the only three requirements for someone to be eligible to be president: a natural-born citizen, at least 35 years old, and a resident of the United States for at least 14 years. Parenthetically, since no one could be a citizen of the United States until there was a United States, the early presidents could not have been born in the United States. So there is a phrase in there addressing that, which is now obsolete. The key is, all persons meeting those three requirements in 2028 are eligible to be president. This is the text from the 22nd Amendment that people are talking about. No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. So that is clear. The key word is elected in this phraseology. Suppose in 2028 the Republican National Convention nominates J.D. Vance to run as the presidential nominee. He is already being talked about as a likely candidate. Then they nominate Donald Trump for vice president. They win. On January 20th, 2029, Donald Trump will be sworn in as vice president and J.D. Vance will be sworn in as president. Then J.D. Vance resigns. He can resign right there on the inauguration platform without even having to give an inaugural address. Then Donald Trump automatically becomes president. This makes the vice presidency vacant, and under the 25th Amendment, Donald Trump nominates J.D. Vance to be his vice president, subject to approval by Congress. There is no restriction in the Constitution as to how many terms a president can serve, only the number of terms he can be elected, according to the exact wording. What are the eligibility requirements for the vice president? The same as for president, and Donald Trump meets those requirements. We have three requirements to be president, all of which both Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and millions of other people would meet in 2028. We have one prohibition which does not apply if Donald Trump becomes president without being elected president. And there are no limits on how many terms a vice president can be elected to or that a vice president can serve. So I hold this would be in accordance with the text of the Constitution. Donald Trump would simply meet the three requirements and not be subject to the prohibition. However, I see two pushbacks. A number of voters are likely to be upset that this is a sneaky way of getting around the spirit of the Constitution, although not violating the text. Some voters are going to be riled up enough to vote against anybody who tries this. In 2024, there was pushback from the Republicans that Biden, at 80, was too old to be able to handle the responsibilities of the demanding job of President of the United States. In 2028, Donald Trump will be 82. So you'd expect the Democrats to bring up repeatedly, but in 2024, you guys said 80 was too old. How can you now say that 82 is not too old? And there are plenty of videos out there of prominent Republicans saying 80 was too old. And there you have it. Thank you for joining me.